Hello guys, hope you are great. Today in this video I want to share with you some of what I wished I had known when I started wingfoiling tips. I want to give you 10 things that I have learned since I started wingfoiling 2.5 years ago. I have made over 500 sessions, so I do have the necessary experience to help you get started in a better way. Now, if you listen and take this advice to heart, you will be a really great wingfoiler and you will also get there faster. That is the goal after all, isn't it? I'm Fredrik and you are watching wingfoil_Mallorca. For you guys that have experience from windsurfing and kiting, to watch this video, continue watching my top 10 recommendations to compare with what you already know about wingfoil. You might pick up a thing or two, as wingfoil is quite another sport. Some things are similar, but a lot of things are different. The advice in this video also works really well for persons with no prior wind sport experience, like windsurfing and kitesurfing. Without the knowledge of a wind sport, you start at zero. And these are my top 10 suggestions for you. I know they work because Diane and we both learned to wingfoil from zero. I had only had a few years experience on supboards. I had some knowledge of how to keep the balance on a board, but that's all. Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, click that like button to see more videos from my channel, click the subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified of new videos being released. I'd love to see you being part of the growing community we have here and wingfoil_Mallorca. Drop a comment below. I answer all your comments. And I have a bonus for you. To improve your knowledge even more, visit my channel wingfoil_Mallorca. I have over 60 videos about wingfoil. Check them out. There's a lot of valuable information in the videos. Thank you for supporting the channel and my work making more videos. Okay, now over to my top 10 tips. For most people, holding and handling the wing is an unfamiliar experience. Learn the basics on the beach properly before you go in the water. Of course, this is not what anyone really wants to do. Everyone wants to go directly into the sea and get started. Diane and I had maybe 10 minutes on the beach only, and my advice is not to start like that. Why? It is because when you are on the board and the wind and the waves hit you from behind, you will be very unstable. And if you don't know the moves you need to know, you will really suffer a lot more than necessary. Good advice is to take a wing sub course at your local surf center. The time you invest in the course will be worth 10 times the time you would need out on the water when you are trying to figure it out all for yourself. So, you learn faster this way. If you prefer to do it yourself, that's also okay, but it might be a slower way to learn new skills. Education equals getting knowledge fast, and it is a true shortcut. Now, you're going to the beach to practice with your new wing, and you wonder, how long time will it take to learn the moves? Maybe an hour or a few. Do every move 100 times so you can do it fluently, and it seems super easy. Practice on the days with 10-15 knots with onshore wind. Get the basic moves right on the wing, on the beach first. 1. Learn to flip the wing over from its back. Learn both ways. Holding the wing with the leading edge handle and swing it up in a circular movement to the side and over. Great when you are on your knees on the board to get the wing ready to lift up. If it's very windy, the next way to flip the wing is easier. This move is sometimes very useful to know when you are in the water next to your board and you need to flip the wing over. Move the wing to reach the end point of one side with your hand and lift it up to enable the wind to catch the wing and flip it over for you. Move back to catch the leading edge handle and you are good to go. 2. Learn to flip the wing onto its back, to depower the wing when you're on the beach, to avoid it getting caught by the wind. Secure the wing with a wrist leash so it won't blow away to a stationary object if you're leaving the wing. Be careful with sharp objects as they easily cut the wing. 3. Learn to grab the wing the right way when you are on your knees. If you're going left, you lift the wing up with the leading edge handle with your right hand and grab the first handle with your left hand. That way you get to the left hand directly to the front and then the middle or back handle with your right hand. If you go right, lift the wing up with your left hand and grab the first handle with your right hand, and so on. 4. Learn to stand up using the wing as your support. This makes standing up on the board much easier. Use a gust of wind to stand up if the current wind is not strong enough. 5. Learn to hold the wing standing up and practice to feel where the wind finds the power to move you forward. And 6. Walk in a circle downwind and switch hands in the middle of the turn as you complete a 180-degree turn like you would when you turn the board around doing a jab. When you can do these moves fluently, then and only then should you get on the board. You will thank me for this advice, as you will be in control of that subboard a lot faster. Maybe you already have a subboard, otherwise rent, borrow or buy one. When you go into the water, it will be 1,000 times easier to practice navigating with the wing on a big and stable subboard. You need a stable and good platform to concentrate on learning to use the wing on the water first. And the subboard is the easiest platform you can have. A big 9, 10 foot and 150, 250 liter subboard, rigid or inflatable is fine. Now you will benefit from the practice you have made with the wing on the beach. It will be so much easier and you will learn so much faster when you have those moves memorized when you are on your board, steady board. What is the first goal on the water? You want to learn how to go along the shore. Later upwind, meaning that you don't end up blown down to shore or on the beach every time. The goal, to ride along the shoreline and later up against the wind, is to have longer and longer sessions on the water. And ultimately, you want to learn to jibe, to turn, to get back where you started.
So again, you carry your wing on the downwind side, carry your board on the upwind side, keeping your wing away from fins and foils and whatnot. And then you get onto the board from the windward side as well. You can start out and get comfortable with the wing on your knees, but the less time you spend on your knees and the quicker you get up on your feet, the quicker your learning experience is going to be. Front foot first, followed by the back foot. And then you keep pressure on the windward rail and your back foot especially to get the board to go the direction you want it to.
When you jibe, lift the wing up above your head so it's depowered, and as you turn the board with your legs, you switch handles of the wing and you also switch your feet. When you come around 180 degrees, you have the other hand and the other foot forward and you will be riding back to where you started. You always use your hips and legs to steer the board. Doesn't matter if it's along the shore or when you later practice riding upwind. Very important to get this part right. It is the foundation to control of the subboard. Practice this until you can do all the moves that you learned on the beach easily and fluently. Just keep practicing until you are in control. What you learn here is the same way you will navigate with your foil board. So get it right from the start when you know how a wide and stable platform, and you will have good use of those skills when you move to a smaller. When Diane and I practiced wings up, we only had paddle surfboards with 3 fins at the back. And it was a struggle for us to learn to navigate upwind. Back then, you couldn't stick on an extra center fin like the windsurfer by Slingshot, or put a pair of fins on each side, like the drift stopper by Duotone. We fought through it and got it right in the end, but it took us quite some time. I cannot express how well extra fins help you stay upwind and how much easier it will be learning, and they will make you progress faster. Shorten the time to get to the smaller foil board. All right, keep at it until you are in complete control, navigating with your wings up. Get a board that is 30 to 50 liters above your weight. I know what you're thinking. Let me stop you there. You want a small foil board like your friends and like on the Instagram post that you are seeing. I kid you not, the move from a 9, 10, 11 foot stable subboard to a 6, 7 foot or 28, 30 inches wide foil board is already a massive step. If you go smaller directly, the step will be even bigger and really very difficult. You can do it, just be aware you will spend weeks, maybe months, learning to master a small board directly. When your friends that made the choice to start with a larger board are up flying with a week or 2, or at least within 10 sessions. You will get to the smaller boards, but you need to understand that you first need to learn to keep the balance standing up, holding the wing on the larger foil board. You need to learn to navigate forward by using the wing when you have wind and waves coming at you. You need to learn how to make a jibe so you can turn to the starting point. Okay, here are a few more important advantages you get when your first foil board is a bigger foil board. The larger foil board will give you the stability you need in the beginning, making the step from the supboard less difficult. You will learn faster. The larger board will help you stand up a lot easier when the waves and the wind hits you. The bigger board will give you the balance, enabling you to be up and flying faster. Without the balance, you can't do anything. Balance is all about balance. To go deeper into the subject, watch my video with the same name, link in the description. A pro tip is to start with only the mast from your foil as a rudder when you are learning to get the balance on your first board and learn to navigate. Some new riders have a concern about the foil before you get the basic skill of handling the foil board. Start without the foot straps. Why? You can easily adjust your stance depending on how you mounted the foil when you have a clear deck. With foot straps, you have much harder time getting your balance right, as you have to use the foot straps and the position they are put in. And you cannot easily adjust your feet for the best balance or stance. When you have all your basic skills, you can decide if you want to put straps on your board or not. To get good advice, speak with your local surf shop about boards. Get a big foil and a big wing. Also choose a large front foil wing that measures at least 2,000 square centimeters. Up to 2,400 is even better. The bigger the foil, the faster you will fly, and it will be very stable. Mast 65-75 centimeters is my recommendation to start with. For example, Axis has a complete beginner kit, SES, Super Easy Start Foil Package it's called, but there are other brands that you can also get that from. A wing 5 meter for lighter riders under 180 centimeters and 75 kilo, and a 5 and 6 large wing for heavier riders. Talk with the local surf shop about foils and wing to get a good setup for you. There are a lot of variables: weight, height, conditions where you ride, prior knowledge and so on. The more you get right, the easier and faster you will learn. The basics of why you need big gear. You need to compensate for the lack of skills and technique as a beginner. You do that with larger material. Most people are not very efficient in the first few weeks and months. These larger size products help when you are working on the balance and trying to get up and staying up on the foil. When you practice all the above, good advice is to cover your knees and elbows. You will spend a lot of time in the beginning on your knees, falling in and also pulling yourself up, back on the elbows. If you scrape your knees or elbows badly, you will have to wait for them to heal before you can continue. Now, you don't want to wait, right? Get knee protection from the start or use a wetsuit to protect you. A very important tip. Thank me later. Listen to a few selected riders only. There are many of your friends that want to help you to get started. But remember that most riders give you advice based on how they learn and not necessarily the best advice based on your situation. If you listen to all of them, you will receive as many answers as people you ask. And it might be confusing. Therefore, my recommendation is to only talk with a few selected riders that did learn recently and hear what they recommend. Also talk with the instructors at the local surf shop. They have the experience and knowledge you can benefit from. Now, my part by recommending you 10 tips is not exactly based on your unique situation, but it's rather tips that all new wingfoilers riders will benefit from and will find useful. If you want to ask me something specific about your situation, write in the comments below and I'll answer your questions. The bigger board serves you well on the water, so you could learn to get the balance right and give you the ability to learn how to get up on foil. But when you are on the foil more than you are on the water, you will notice how big and heavy the board is. When you reach this stage in your journey as a wingfoil rider, it is time to downsize the board and liters. If you started with a board of 30 to 50 liters above your weight, you can now look at around 15 to 30 liters. Then you start over again, working on getting the balance right with a smaller board. But this time you have some previous experience and you will learn faster. And when you feel you want some more evolution of your equipment, then it could be time to add a smaller front wing, a smaller board, carbon mast, different fuselage, or a smaller different rear wing. There are many options to tweak your riding gear with. Remember to only change one thing at a time, then you will have a much better experience getting along with the new material. It's also extra fun because then you will notice much better what that specific change gives to your riding. If you, for example, change board and foil at the same time, this can easily become a tough situation and you will be back like learning from the beginning again. Trust me, I have learned that the hard way. So take my advice and get comfortable with your gear and only change one item at a time, and you will have a great time on the water every time. Regarding board sizes, you can go as low in liters as your weight further on, or even have less than your weight if you want to freestyle and do jumps. Then you use a board that won't float above the surface. That board will be a lot harder to start, but the reward is when you are up flying, it's small and has little weight. Many riders swear on those boards. If that is your goal, you will get there. But understand that it's best done in steps and learn in your own pace. You see many riders riding a fakie for long distances, meaning they have the front foot on the leeway side of the board. This is a lot more unstable and, in my meaning, a lot less effective. Learn to switch feet before or after you turn, whether it's a jibe or a tack turn up against the wheel. That way, you're in regular stance when you exit the turn and have the best balance and the highest efficiency. You can recover a jibe a lot easier in regular stance, pumping the wing if you lose speed in the turn. To learn to switch feet takes some time and effort, but if Diane and I could do it, you will make it too. I refer you to some of my other videos on my channel to learn how to do it. Link in the description. Wingfoil is a fun sport to do. Remember to have fun while learning and to have fun while riding. Accept that it takes time to learn new stuff. Don't get too frustrated that some things you practice takes longer time than you want. Compare yourself to what you did and how much you knew yesterday, not to your friend's progress. We all learn best at our own pace, and when you accept that, then the journey will be so much more enjoyable. Diane and I, we learned from wingfoil from zero, and if we could do it, so can you. How fun! And remember, it does not matter if you fall, what matters is that you get up one more time than you fell. And step by step, you will put it together. And step by step, you will be the wingfoiler you want to be. Determination, willingness to try new stuff, and to have reasonable expectations of your progress are key points for learning. Good luck! There you have it, my top 10 recommendations on how to become a great wingfoil rider. Some I did, some I wish I had done. I hope you can take this information and put it into practice. And I am completely confident that these 10 tips will help you through your journey better, safer and faster. Okay guys, this is Fredrik Ekmark from wingfoil_Mallorca. Remember to like, share and subscribe the video to support my work by making more videos. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.